welcome back to Get Out, a podcast about nothing. This is episode 5, our season 1 finale, where we're going to be talking about the Seinfeld episode, The Stock Tip. It aired June 21st, 1990. It was we talked a lot about the order, the correct order of things, but this is the last episode of season 1. What other tidbits about the episode do y'all have?
Yeah.
Any info on the ratings or how
writers
went out? Anything like that?
We still have the same writers as last episode, I think. Which was
written by Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
So not the Mark guy?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Although he ends up writing more later.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the stock tip, George tells Jerry and Elaine about a tip that a friend of a friend gave him, and he's trying to talk them into investing. So it opens in the diner, right? What's going on in the diner?
They are talking about Superman not being funny.
Which I agree. He's not funny.
He's not. He's not funny.
I guess I'll make if Jerry Seinfeld ever sees this, sorry, but Superman is the most boring of the superheroes.
Yeah, he's not funny. He's very dry, very
he's too pure.
It's all about the business. Yeah. He's not very funny. So that's, I think, what they started talking about. And then Elaine shows
Elaine
up.
Elaine is sneezing, right?
Elaine is showing up late, and she's sorry she's late. She's sneezing, and she's talking about dropping a grape.
Yes.
And this is a hilarious. This whole talking about this grape.
So Elaine drops a grape.
Were you crying?
And that's why she's late, is because she couldn't find the grape. She's trying to find it, still didn't find it. So what do you guys think? If you dropped a grape and you couldn't find it, would you be driven to find it?
Wait. What? Elaine dropped the grape?
Yes. Elaine is late showing up to Muck's because she dropped the grape and couldn't find it, and she looked everywhere. And she's very sad about it. Like, it's almost like it's a cat or something got out. It's just weird. The way she reacts over this grape. And then Jerry's like, were you crying? Like, he's making fun of her because it's kind of ridiculous the way she's acting over this grape.
Yeah, like the grape is going to evolve into
and morph into something else, or I forget exactly. Oh, mutant grape.
So what do you guys think? Would you care? Would you care if a grape fell?
Absolutely not. If I dropped a grape and I looked, I couldn't find it, I'd move on until later.
I didn't care last year. I didn't care 5 years ago.
It would not cause me to be late to meet my friend.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It seems odd that she was very concerned about this grape because she doesn't seem as anal as Jerry.
Right. Yeah. So we're starting to see some cracks in Elaine. She's been the most sane one so far.
It only took 5 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So real fast,
and then
while we're here.
Yeah.
So does Elaine start doing the spoon?
Yes, she has the spoon thing.
As they start talking and get off the grape, and they start talking about the stock tip, she starts balancing a spoon on her nose.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to watch Elaine. She's always doing something, and she may not be talking, but she's still doing something. Keep an eye on her.
Forget it. So she gets down her nose, and she's there, and they're both looking at her like, and then it seems like both of them want to say like and your point, but they don't. And then Elaine, she's like happy, and then Jerry goes, "Can you pass the whatever from the other table?" And it forces her to drop the spoon, so she has to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also the point where we kind of get
the whole concept of lunch is based on tuna. That's what we get.
Yes, they do talk about the stock first, and they say they're going to put in 2,500, right? He talks him into it. Then the waitress walks up and asks what they want. Right away, Jerry says tuna, and Elaine again gets very emotional, which we find out that she loves
about the dolphins.
Yes.
Oh, the dolphin thing. That's what Jerry says.
The tuna dolphin thing. You know, Elaine at this point is probably caring about the environment or whatever, and we find out later she's very into that. Okay,
yeah,
it's her thing. But you don't hear much of that yet. You just kind of see her going, Jerry, tuna. So he changes his to chicken salad.
And he goes, but the whole concept of lunch is based on tuna.
Yes.
But he still gets it. Like when he's like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
And
George orders tuna. Yeah. And then they cut the scene.
Yeah, he goes, I'll have the tuna. And then,
Yeah.
Which is great. George has to do that.
Okay. So then the other thing that's going on in this episode is Jerry's girlfriend counter is still at, what is it at, 2 right now?
Well, Elaine also had a boyfriend with Robert with 2 cats. And the whole talk about the cats too is in the diner. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
We're still there. Like we skipped that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Because she is sneezing.
The grape didn't really matter. But the so Robert with 2 cats is who she's dating right now. That's boyfriend counter number 2 for Elaine.
Guys with cats, I don't know.
Jerry's at 3. Or no, 2. 3. 2.
Yeah.
Jerry even thinks guys with cats, I don't know. To him, that's still like a weird thing. Too feminine or something.
George says that.
Oh, George says that. Okay.
Yeah.
Jerry cares. I didn't write it. I wrote it whenever it mattered with Vanessa. So I don't know. I guess it's number 2, I think.
Yeah. I think so. So so Vanessa from the previous episode is still around.
Okay.
I think they've been going out for about a month. And Jerry is talking about how he's gonna invite her to go away with him to a bed and breakfast. Excuse me.
I believe George tries to talk him out of that.
Yes. Yeah. He says it's a relationship killer, right?
Yeah, he does.
Because the idea is you spend time together, but it's only in limited amounts. Now you're going to be together 24/7 for a couple of days.
And forced to be with them, whether you want to or not. It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah. And it's a chance for all kinds of weaknesses to come out, which I think is a pretty good observation from George. Like okay, you have a point, you know. But Jerry's convinced, like, no, it'll be fine. We're going to this really cool bed and breakfast that Elaine told me about. Right. So we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay. So they keep on focusing on the stock. He reads the newspaper. Kramer is kind of taunting him. Oh, your stock has fallen again. And Jerry wants George to get advice from his friend of a friend. So what's happening with that? Remember the
I wrote notes and they're not like, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because Kramer's entrance number 8, I guess.
Yeah.
Kramer's close to end the test of time. And then nothing else about Kramer.
He's like, you can't win, get rid of that stock now, sell it.
Oh yeah, he's trying to talk
win.
Sell it.
Yeah.
And then he goes into a tie dispenser thing that he wants to, like
a wearable tie dispenser.
Yeah, if you get mustard on your tie, you have to do is push a button and another one comes out. Like, I don't know.
But what are you going to do with the mustard tie? Stuff it in your pocket?
No.
Oh, and then he asks us if he can invite people over. They're what does he call them? Anarchists, and they're huge, Jerry. Can they sleep in your bed? Like, he totally
wants remember that.
I don't either. Yeah.
Come over.
Yeah.
And sleep there and like hang out while he's gone. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Kramer's little, like, I wanted to keep tally of his like business ideas. So he's at number 2.
Oh, yeah.
So pizza, make your own pies, number 1, and roll out ties, number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Which he never speaks of the ties again. This is the only time I know of that he ever talks about these ties.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm trying I got this quote here. Who goes to the hospital to rest? And I can't remember what the context of that was.
So they're trying to get advice from, I think his name is Wilkinson, the guy who gave him the stock tip. And George is trying to track him down.
Yeah.
And he's in the hospital.
Right.
And they ask, like, well, what's wrong with him? And it's not clear what's wrong. And I can't remember if maybe somebody said, oh, maybe he went there to get some rest or something. And then, that line. Who goes to the hospital to rest?
No, go ahead.
It's just funny because that is how they used to talk about the hospital. They're like, oh, she's getting some rest at the hospital, right? Like super old fashioned, like 20s and 30s. That's how they would talk about it. But now, obviously,
and they were like having babies or something, but they were resting.
Right. Yeah. A baby or,
crazy or,
Yeah. So, okay. So that's that. Like George is he's going to try and track down Wilkinson. Jerry is kind of, he's stressed because the stock keeps going down. So George is going to go to the
he says, I'm not cut out for investing. I'm a nervous wreck.
Yes.
I can't do it. It's just too much for it's too much for him. He just does not comfortable at all.
Yes.
Yes.
Because even though the stock's not going to change, he's already looked at it and he's hoping another paper is going to give him he's just really flipping out. And it's really annoying Vanessa because the next, when you see them talking about it, she's really annoyed. Like, Jerry, it's not going to change, but you've already looked at it.
Yeah,
and he's just
that's right. They're in like the grocery store and he's checking it. And okay. So we forgot to mention that this line, who goes to the hospital to rest, that actually happens in a dry cleaner or in the dry cleaner, which as a location, Corey, I think you mentioned maybe a couple episodes ago that the dry cleaner gets phased out eventually, right? We stop going to the dry cleaner.
Yeah.
But for now, it's still there, right? And Jerry has an issue with the shirt.
I actually met the laundromat.
He shows the shirt.
Oh, yes. Okay.
They go to the dry cleaner several times throughout the rest of the
season. It's probably like this big, the shirt. It's like this tiny shirt.
Yeah.
So he's holding up the shirt and he's like, how am I supposed to wear this? Like the shirt shrunk. It's a hand puppet now.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't have a receipt. I want an admission of guilt.
I shrunk it.
Which is very like Jerry.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about getting the money back or anything. He wants you to say,
you're wrong.
I messed up. Right? I did something wrong.
Yep.
because he says that in several stand-ups. I just want them to say, nope, can't hear you. I just want to be able to say, nope, I can't hear you, or nope, that handshake's wrong. Like those things bother him extremely.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants an admission of guilt.
Whereas George, I think George would definitely want the money back, right? He would definitely want a refund. But I think George would also want them to say they were wrong. Like, he would be a little greedy. He would want.
Yeah,
both.
I agree with that. I think George would definitely want the admission of guilt too, but he definitely would be more about the money.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. So they were in the dry cleaner. They go to there is a stand-up section here where Jerry continues to talk about dry cleaning.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And it's pretty good.
Yeah. And then back to Jerry's apartment, where it's sort of more discussion over the Elaine's situation, which is definitely like, what is this? The C plot, right? Because we've got the stock, we've got B plot, which is Jerry and Vanessa going away, and then we've got Elaine's issue with the cats. So I have to say, I'm a big animal person. And this is a major, like when I first started watching Seinfeld and I realized like, oh, none of these people are animal people, except maybe Kramer, right?
Maybe Kramer, because we see that at the very, very beginning. Episode. Right. And later too, with the dog. So he loves animals.
Yeah. So when I first started watching Seinfeld and I realized like, they do not like animals. It was a real like, oh, these are bad people.
I think with Jerry, it's more of a hygiene and cleanliness issue. Yeah. But with Elaine, I just think she doesn't like them.
And obviously, I know they're not bad people, right? Don't hate me in the comments. But the fact that she's talking about maybe. Well, first of all, they talk about potentially killing the cats, right? Like, how much would a hitman charge to knock off a couple of cats?
Bumping off a couple of cats.
It was like $16 or something.
And then he's like, but George is crazy. Yeah, because Elaine sounds crazy.
Yeah, and then I think there's also some discussion of shaving the cats.
$14 a cat, so like $28.
Oh yeah, $14 a cat. That's right.
So like $28 with that, how much would it cost to rub off a cat? To bump off a cat, rub out a cat, whatever. And then they say something about shaving them. Yes.
Let's see. And then who's the line? Who says the line? I'm no cat killer. Is that Jerry?
Yeah. This scene's only between Jerry. There is no George or no.
Jerry and Elaine.
Jerry and Elaine.
Yeah. And you'll notice that right after that, Kramer comes in and he mentions the stock is down again. But this is the first time I believe someone buzzes in, which is George. I believe this is the first time someone actually hits the buzzer to get in.
Okay.
I don't know if that's correct, but I don't
think in the apartment already. The first few episodes, he's already in the apartment all the time. George
so this time, or he just goes like, I got in like this.
Right.
Last
the door was open.
Because the door was open, but this time he actually buzzes in and Jerry goes over to the intercom and lets him in.
Okay.
It's George.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Mom. That's good.
See that. Yeah. So we start hearing the buzzer, it's actually, just a little bit different.
We get Kramer's 9th entrance here when he comes in to make fun of Jerry because it's down so far.
And then on the couch. There's something out the window that he is looking for. Like he looks at a woman. Yeah.
A woman in the trench coat.
Yes. And then he runs out he's going to try and go talk to her.
Yeah, he's going to go talk to her. And George comes in at this time and plops down on the couch, just looking upset.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So before we like move on with the plot, when we were watching with Notes About Nothing, there was something with the woman that happened, I guess, off script, and it didn't air. So
prank to Jerry. It was 100% off script. It was a prank to Jerry.
Yeah.
It was between Jason, the director, and Michael Richards.
Yeah.
And against Jerry. So yeah, it wasn't on script.
Yeah. No. So yeah. So
Okay, cool.
So Jason Alexander had planned this. So Kramer comes. What happens is Kramer comes back in with the woman in the trench coat. But then she starts taking off her clothes. And I think it said she got
all
down
she has on is a G-string. That's it.
Yeah, she got down to a G-string, and
they were trying to make Jerry crack. But the director finally was just like, all right, cut. But like Jerry, I don't think Jerry would really. I think he was just keeping it pretty cool. And the audience is still there, and they're still filming.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's greatness.
And then Tom Sharonis or whatever his name was finally, all right, cut. And then everybody's like, and Jerry's like, come on, guys, and they got him or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So that obviously
that's
that
was behind the scenes thing. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
my bad.
Okay. So George comes in, flops down on the couch.
He did go to the hospital.
Yes.
For a sick guy, he's very strong because he literally threw him out. He throws him out.
Yep. I wonder, is this the first instance of George getting like physically assaulted or injured or as a result of him being obnoxious?
Yeah.
We can have a whole spreadsheet of counters.
So many running counters of things. Yeah.
Okay, so do we find out then what Wilkinson had done in the hospital?
Yes, he ended up having a nose job.
Yeah, he had a nose job.
And that's why he was in the hospital resting.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so I think Jerry, I don't remember if Jerry ever says, that's it, I'm selling. But when we cut to Jerry and Vanessa at the bed and breakfast, it becomes clear that, okay, he sold everything. He sold the stock. So when they're at the bed and breakfast, it's rainy, bad weather, and they are not having a good time.
No, they're sitting across from each other, not together.
Yeah.
And Jerry is thinking, we can hear him thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The voiceover.
And it's very funny what he's thinking.
Yeah.
What a mistake. We still have another day. It's rain. He's like, well, what can we do today? She's like, it's raining. And he's like, well, we could play sorry. We could play steal the old man's bundle. What the hell is that? Steal the old man's bundle?
I got nothing. If it doesn't say on Notes About Nothing, I don't know. I don't know.
He said he could hang himself to himself.
Okay, so here's my question. And obviously I know anytime I'm watching this and they're in this situation, I'm like, well, they could have sex. They could go upstairs and have some fun. And
it's raining.
I know why they don't.
It's raining. Well, I thought you were saying why, like, oh, we can't even do it. It's raining. We can't even do that.
No, that's the perfect reason to do it.
I just don't understand.
It's raining. Yeah.
We're on vacation and it's raining. Let's just go in the room. You know what I mean? It's raining.
But I guess I think Vanessa was a little irritated at this bed and breakfast anyways. Like, I think
she did not like it.
It was not.
She mentions it later.
It was not cute. She wanted, something.
It wasn't good enough for her.
Yeah. But I just have to, like, anytime I watch that episode, I'm like, what? I mean, self-made entertainment right there. Like, but anyway.
There's always something to do. Yeah. But I guess if you're not into each other, you would literally have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Besides sit there and go, shit, we have a whole nother day of this, just like Jerry's doing.
Yeah.
We could play sorry.
So, okay. So Jerry reads he asks to borrow a section of the newspaper, and he's still checking the stocks, even though he already sold all of the stock. And Vanessa's like, why are you checking it? You don't need to do it. But he sees.
He goes, I just want to see what happened to it. And I like
it
that.
Went up 6 points.
Yeah.
Like him checking it after days. Nah, that's not.
That's what she mentioned.
Vanessa can get over herself at some point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He is kind of a snob.
Yeah.
It's like Jerry's been a few days. He's just checking. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. And I do think, like,
just to see what happened.
Vanessa makes a couple of comments like, you only brought me here because you lost all that money, which unfair, because he was talking about bringing her to this place before he lost the money.
Yep.
Okay.
Before he even decided to do it.
Yeah.
He really wanted to, like, thought this was a good idea. And,
Yeah.
So she was completely wong there. Yeah, she was completely off.
He also makes a comment like, well, I told you not to sell. And Jerry says, no, you didn't. And then Vanessa goes, well, I told you that stocks fluctuate.
I just got fluctuated out of $4,000.
That's the greatest. I like that line a lot. I like that line a lot. I got fluctuated out of $4,000.
Yeah. I was like,
I am going to be critical of Jerry in the future when it comes to, like, how picky he is with women.
Yeah.
But but he made the right choice here, right?
In this case, he really tried, I think.
Yeah.
I really see him trying as opposed to his later.
Yeah. Actually, you got a good point there. Big time try. Big try.
He really does try to work it out with her. You can see, I mean, obviously she's the longest running girlfriend, and you can see later that he just says screw it, and then he does start nitpicking every single little thing.
Yeah.
But with Vanessa, he obviously does not do that, and he's with her the most, other than Elaine being the previous thing.
So we eventually conclude back at the apartment, and Elaine has a very.
No, they're back at the diner, I think.
Oh, they're at the diner. Probably, you're right.
Yeah.
There's usually at the diner.
Because George is making a big deal about.
He got the cigar, and we'll get there. I know what you're thinking. And so the first thing he says is to Elaine, he chose the cats. Like,
okay, I need to go on a rant about this. Oh my goodness, because so Elaine gave him an ultimatum, her boyfriend.
Yeah.
What was his name? Robert?
I did not write his name down. Oh, yes, I did. Oh,
Robert.
No.
She said it's me or the cat.
Boyfriend number 2. We talked about it already.
It's me or the cats. How long have they been dating? Maybe a month, right? Not even that long, right? We don't
don't know, but not very long.
To tell this person that you have been casually dating for maybe 2 weeks, that you have to get rid of your pets, is
for her
insane.
It is
insane.
Because why wouldn't you just go, this guy's not for me. I obviously can't be around cats. I have to break up with him.
Yeah, like you can make that decision. That's fair. But
who's going to choose the cat?
You have to get rid of, to make the ask. First of all, you have to get rid of your pets. And then to be surprised when he chooses the cats. No.
I'm
sorry.
saying normal people would just go, I can't date this person. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
It is. It's
this
insane.
Is the big. I love Elaine. She's probably my favorite character.
Yeah.
But no.
You can't make a guy you're dating. You're not even considering even like anything. You don't even know where this is going, and you want him
transparency. To my dog is my background on my phone. I have 2 cats.
Peter's the podcast cat.
Yeah. Yes, Peter the podcast cat, who's not present right now.
Not anymore. No, he won't be. If we're gonna do the separate thing, which I wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, he'll be with Elizabeth.
I brought him in here, and he did not care.
Yeah. He might, if it depends on where I'm sitting, but he might show up with him.
It might also help when it's later, because right now he's like, what time is it?
What are you doing? Yeah.
So
okay.
If it's dark,
all
we'll
right.
see.
So anyways.
It is absurd to ask someone that you barely know to change their entire life and get rid of the love of their lives, who are their bestest friends in the world.
Yes.
For
These
them.
innocent animals. No. Insane.
Losing out to a couple of cats.
Losing out to a couple of cats.
And Elaine said, almost as bad as losing out to a perfume. So we didn't talk about the perfume.
We did not talk about the perfume because the perfume she's wearing. What,
she
Corey?
wouldn't tell him what it is.
No, Vanessa, another reason why Seinfeld irritates me sometimes, because you never know what or why. You're like, what was it or why? And you never get the answer.
No.
He's talking to himself. We'll go back just a minute. He's talking to himself in there at the bed and breakfast, and it's obviously not working. And he's just like, ugh. And then he's like, I can't stand the perfume she's wearing. And then he mentions I don't know exactly what he says to her.
I think he's just trying to make small talk. He's trying to make small talk, and he goes, what's that perfume?
Okay, so he
straight up won't tell him.
No, and we see this again later in episodes with his girlfriends. They do not explain, and it drives me crazy. I know it drives. Yeah. That's why Jerry, it drives us nuts because we want to know why.
Fungus, yeah.
So she just won't say what it is, and he's just like, "What?"
She says she makes a comment. Give me a second, too. She makes a comment, and she's like, "No, you wouldn't need to know," or like, he would never. What? I don't know.
Why can't you just say it's?
Yeah, like she was like it's a secret or something. She pulls the George.
I don't know. I can't think of a perfume right now, but why can't you say it? Like,
yeah, she pulls a George.
Yeah,
like she just plays dumb. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So Elaine brings up, well, losing to cats is probably better to losing out to perfume.
Yeah,
that's true. It is.
I don't know which is worse, but either way, y'all are weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All y'all are weird.
So why are they at the diner? Right there, it's the end of the episode.
George is treating them
George is treating them.
Yeah, George is treating.
He finally asks him, "How much did you end up making?" George didn't want to say. He finally blurts out, $8,000. It's $100.
So
George has never been this blasé about money ever.
No.
Will he ever again? Never. This is the time where you
it's all downhill from here.
not giving a shit about. This George that we know over the time would never be this blasé about $8,000.
Yeah.
That he
got.
Yeah.
No.
It's very different for George.
He would go from 2,500 to 10,500. That's pretty good, and especially for 1990. And
very good.
And like also because like Jerry, if he sold, I don't know. Anyway, but he's in there doing his thing. Got a cigar. It's very 90s. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he tries to show off. He tries to show off by giving a huge tip to the waitress, and then what happens, babe?
So
He
So
pulls
George hands cash.
George, we know.
Yes, and then he reaches out and he takes a look at the receipt, and then he's like, "Oh, wait a second!" And he reaches out and he tries to take another $1 back from the waitress.
It's $1 though. It's
$1
though. It's not like he's grabbing a 20. Okay, it's $1.
So even now.
Yes.
So it says on my thing, it says on my notes, eye roll. Christ, George.
Yeah.
I forgot he did that. And I was just like, God, don't do it. Don't
there
take
you see. It's not a big deal, but it's still a big deal.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. It's like, yeah, he's acting like he doesn't care about money, but you can clearly see that he's still.
Yes.
He's even offering them more food. They're so stuffed. Right. They can't eat another bite. He's like, no, it just even if you take one bite, you could throw the rest away. I just want you to bite.
Like, so don't finish it.
He's totally like trying to get rid of it or waste it, but then turns around and saves $1. Like, George,
it does not make any sense.
No,
it doesn't make sense. I think the perfume doesn't make sense. The cats, the perfume,
totally Larry David way.
Kramer's the only normal one. Kramer is normal.
I might be on board with that. Yeah, Kramer.
Actually, every episode we should vote for who won the episode, and I think Kramer wins. Everybody else is great.
Kramer definitely wins this episode, other than the fact that he's always screwing Jerry out of something he could have actually got.
But I don't think he did that today.
No, he was giving him like, dude. If he told him to sell early,
he was the one who was.
He told him to sell early. If he would have sold earlier, Jerry wouldn't have lost as much money.
Yeah.
Kramer was like, that's one of those. He's like, that stock isn't. I don't know. That's not a good one.
If Jerry would have hung in there and not listened to Kramer, he would have been in the same boat as George.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Jerry ends up in that boat anyway for his career.
Over. Yeah.
I think Jerry's career, there's plenty of boats to come. Like, I think he's fine. George isn't, though. No, but I think, this episode is like Kramer, you're actually normal. He won. Yeah. Kramer won the episode. So he's
I actually think Jerry did I actually think Jerry did pretty well for Jerry. Because Jerry doesn't usually do this. Jerry does not usually stick around with a girl this long. Doesn't give it that much of a shot. He really is trying.
Okay. Who's my vote?
Like, because Jerry, he was asking to play games. He's like, "You can play something." I'm just trying.
Yeah.
He really was. He was.
He said, and babe, Elizabeth, he goes, "I'm no cat killer." So at least he's not trying to kill a cat.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. I think I would vote for Jerry as this episode's most normal human being, right?
So I say for ending the season, we and starting fresh for next season, we will always vote for our favorite character this episode, or the one we feel that fared out.
We got to think like, okay, so like Hall of Fame, right? But it's not a fame. It's more of a like Hall of just normal, or you did good, you did okay.
It's a Hall of Seinfeld. Okay, so we'll just we'll all
Hall of nothing.
I vote for Jerry. A Hall of Nothing. There you go.
Hall of Nothing.
Nice.
And, you know what? You guys persuaded me. Jerry were anonymous.
We got the Hall of Nothing.
Jerry wins episode 1. Or sorry, season 1. Might as well just say season 1 too, and because it's the end of the season. Yeah. Speaking
I will vote for Jerry. I will vote for Jerry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think
because I really see him trying, and I really see how he struggles with gambling. He doesn't like it. He's very safe, and he tries to, protect himself.
I think he went in to help George.
Friends and the way he lives.
Yeah, he went in to help George. Just like, all right, I'll throw down with you.
He really hated that. Like, he doesn't. He's not a gambler. He doesn't like to just put things on a whim like that. But I think that Jerry was just really trying in this episode. I really do.
This 8,000, he's just eventually.
George and Elaine are being selfish, and Kramer's just, I think, in his he's looking out for Jerry's best interest. But he just wasn't. I think persuade him a lot.
Yeah, and he wasn't in it as much. So
that's true. He wasn't.
Yeah.
So also we got so Kramer. Let's think. Kramer. Pretty normal still for the most part. and we have Elaine, who I think, like, I don't know if this is the person right after Jerry or not, but like, you know, for her, like as a relationship, and if it is, like, she just might be just like, that's why, like, there's just an overwhelming desperation of like, please get rid of the cats, like, because she just, I don't know,
because she just needs to be with somebody.
Yeah,
maybe because it did seem a little desperate for the early episodes with Vanessa anyway, and she was very.
Yeah, that's a good point.
that
like
is a good
wondering,
point.
She might be kind of loopy,
No.
like, and just it's just she's just kind of at that.
Yeah, like how Elaine is
for a
doing
while, and I really do. Yeah, and I really do believe deep in my heart she's always wanted Jerry back. You can tell later. We'll talk about it.
We'll get there. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
But I do. I really believe that she really wanted to make it work with him.
Yep.
For the long haul.
Okay.
And then just slowly settled for, no, friendship is awesome, and we're just gonna stay friends. Like,
Because that was, I mean, Jerry doesn't do that. Jerry does not do that.
He doesn't really. Yeah, true. You got a point.
Yeah.
No.
So that's the season 1 finale.
It was a really good episode.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was pretty packed. This episode seemed like a C plot finally. I don't know if that was kind of going on in other episodes as much. When we start getting D plots too, it's crazy, and they actually are. Like,
oh my god, I know.
So
yeah,
they get pretty full, but there's lots to talk about. There's plenty here. But season 1 as a whole, I guess we can talk about a little bit while we're here.
Yeah, I think we can do a recap on season 1. I think we're going to vote for Jerry as being the.
Yeah, we'll do a whole season.
All or nothing.
Just because of the by default. So yeah, he'll win the season. He won the episode, but he can win the season too. It's fine. And
so I'm going to go all the way back to my notes from the very first episode.
I've got Wikipedia pulled up as well.
Oh, good.
So just as a recap of the episodes, we had the premiere, right? With controversial, different different titles, right? And then we have, I'm not going to get this in the right order. Is it Mail and Bonding?
Mail and Bonding is number 2.
Okay. And then the stakeout. Oh, the robbery. And then the stakeout. And then the stock tip. Okay.
So that's technically the third episode.
That is correctly how they come out, but not how they are put out initially or on Netflix.
That's wild. When you think about it, I forget season 1. Vanessa's in 3 episodes.
Yeah, she is.
You got to think too. The executives, according to them and Jerry and everybody, she is, or no, sorry,
she's in the stakeout, and she's in the stock tip.
That's it.
Yeah,
I thought they met in an episode and then they stay. Oh, you did say another episode. You're right.
No, I believe she pops up again. No, I believe she does pop up again. Doesn't she?
No, I thought the stakeout was a different episode than when he met her.
Okay.
Which would be the 3rd episode.
Yeah, that all happens. They meet and he finds her.
The same episode.
By the elevator in the same episode.
Got it.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's where I'm losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's where I was losing it as well.
I would say, I don't know. What do you guys think is like episode of the season?
Episode of the season?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to say
I think I'm going to say the robbery.
Is that the episode where they start in the video store, Elaine and Jerry?
No. That's the stakeout.
That is.
Oh.
I'm saying the robbery because you get to see everybody's personalities on show, right? So like Elaine Jerry's upset with his apartment. Kramer is the one who leaves the door open. George finds them a new apartment, but they can't decide. I just feel like you get everybody's like the purest form of each person's character is like on display in that episode, right? Like George's anxiety kind of ruins everything. Elaine really desperately wants something to happen, but that gets messed up because of the boys. Like, I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking for.
Yeah. That's, I forgot how much went down in that episode. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
That is a very good episode too. I also do like the stakeout though. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
And you kind of see the same things you're talking about, Elizabeth, in that episode as well. But these are all new. We're trying to get to know them. We see how they're starting to evolve into what they become, but slowly. It's a toss up. But I do like the robbery as well, as far as them as a collective, and it being the first time you really see how they can't make any damn decisions without each other.
Yeah.
They're so dependent on each other.
Okay. Well, we will be back with season 2. The first episode is the ex-girlfriend. Okay.
Right.
Which is where, well, I don't know. Should we give a summary?
You can get a blurb.
We'll talk about Christmas too.
Yeah. So Jerry talks George into breaking up with his girlfriend. And then Jerry ends up getting with that girlfriend. That's what happens. And yeah, so we'll have to
Jerry,
navigate.
You ever dream, Jerry?
Oh man, I absolutely love that episode so much.
She is hilarious. Yeah.
Oh my God, it is so great. I can't wait. So yeah, I am going to.
You're a cashier.
I'm not going to talk about what I just mentioned because this is.
No, I heard it, and then I was like,
we're moving on. I realize it. So
it's okay though. But I hope everybody had a happy holidays. Hope everybody.
We hope everyone had a good holiday.
We got exciting stuff. Season 2 for us. Like, it's gonna be great. Yeah. Anything else from Mama's Maiden? What you got going on? What's coming up this week?
Oh, shout out to Crypt 13 today.
Yep.
Hey, Kurt. Thanks for the shirt, man. And so looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, me too. So just as a preview, probably the most famous episode in season 2 is the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah,
but that's towards the end. So.
We're probably gonna have a guest on that episode. I wouldn't see why not. That is a big one. Also, more guests coming. More guests.
Yes, we are going to start putting it out there. If you have a favorite episode, you want to jump on and be with us, come on.
Okay.
If you want to help and be on and just talk and haven't seen an episode or want to light us up,
whatever. Yeah.
Talk to Mama's Maiden. Talk to us. Whatever you guys do. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please. We'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe. That's right. Thank you.